This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. So this pack is good. Rare's not. This is really not especially playable. If you end up with like 2 dragons, maybe it gets a little more interesting, but that's not easy to do. There aren't just like common and uncommon dragons lying around. It's probably just Life of Toshiro Umezawa. It's one of the best uncommons in the format. All of its modes are really good. Well, you know, the Gain Life one's not amazing, but the other 2 are very good, and then you get a pretty good creature. You know, Flame Discharge is solid, but it's kind of been an underperformer. It's just never that easy to make it efficient. I mean, if you have modified creatures, it gets better, but it's definitely been an underperformer. But we want Life of Toshiro for sure. Sagas is good. So Greasefang's pretty good, but like I've been underwhelmed enough with vehicles in this format that I'm not that interested. It is cool that he's part of a sweet historic deck, but I don't think I'm super interested in Greasefang here. The black cards are not especially good. We do have another Flame Discharge, which isn't bad. We also have another Saga. You know, just grabbing Sagas. This, like, forcing Sagas would be an interesting draft just to see what happens. I have a feeling it'd go pretty well. Tanuki's not bad either. I guess it's probably the Discharge. You know, I was just talking about it underperforming, and I do think it's an underperformer, but it's still pretty good, and I think it's probably the best card in this pack. Yeah, we'll take it. We will take it. Removal in general, just less good in this format than normal, and it's kind of sad. Okay. Got some spicy stuff here. Sky Turtle's quite strong. Blade Blizzard Kitsune's pretty good too. I think we're probably just on the Reckoner raid though. Really powerful Saga. Maybe Black's best common. Yeah. Lethal Exploit, Simian Sling, Turtle. Turtle's definitely probably the best card in this pack, but for one thing, we just played a deck with one, which is definitely puts me off of it a little bit. But also, it's harder to make sure you can play it effectively. Okay, this early Invoke seems really spicy. I think the smart play pick here probably Sokenzen Smelter. This thing is really strong, sets up all kinds of sacrifice nonsense. But I want to try to play an Invoke card, and this isn't like... This is good. It's not as busted as, like, the blue one or the white one. But yeah, I mean, I think we take the Invoke here and try to make it happen. I mean, the Smelter is what we're giving up. Everything else in this pack, I mean, Kami of Terrible Secrets is pretty good. But, yeah, let's just take the Invoke. See what happens. I mean, we have 3 very powerful black cards, you know, to start. If I hadn't started with 2 great Sagas... and then, like, you know, one off-color card, I would probably be a little less inclined to go the direction we did, but we did start that way. So, yeah. Okay, so here I think we're looking at Kami of Terrible Secrets versus Heiko. Both need you to do some work to actually make them do stuff. Honestly, I feel like the Kami's about as good as Heiko. You can set up some more nonsense with Heiko overall. For sure, like, you know, the kunai, getting it back and everything. Good morning, Uncle Manaburn. But I think we just take the Kami here. We do already have enchantments. A few artifacts would obviously round things out pretty nicely. Okay, this is a pretty late the Modern Age. I've been pretty impressed with this card overall. I think I like it more than Voltage Surge. We do want to be running, you know, we're not going to be mono black straight up. That's pretty unlikely. But we probably want at least 11 black sources, and so that's something to keep in mind. We're going to be like primarily black if we play the Invoke, and I hope we do, but this pack only has Debt to the Kami, and it's so much worse than the Modern Age, and Voltage Surge, and Thirst for Knowledge for that matter, so yeah, we'll take the Modern Age here. Okay, so this doesn't look great for our Invoke plan, which is really sad. It's not an amazing pack in general. I mean, I like, you know, these 2 creatures are fine, especially for, like, actually a black-red deck. I'm sort of leaning towards Uncharted Haven here over Cliffs. It's more flexible at fixing, and this pack doesn't have anything great in it. So I think we will take a fixing land there. Yeah, I don't really want Reckoner Shakedown. This pack's not great, but there's things in it that are better than Reckoner Shakedown. Like, Kami of Industry is probably better. It is better. Right now, we're not getting anything back with it, but yeah. Weak pack overall. Come on. Just give me playable black cards. Every time I take one of these, it ends up not working out, you know, and you do have to abandon it at a certain point. And this is maybe that point where black just... It would have to be very open for us to want to play 11 to 12 black sources, you know. We do want to try to play black. I mean, we've got great black cards, but yeah. There's that Flame Discharge again. Okay, I do think Clawing Torment is playable. Although I guess it's a bit of a non-bow with Invoke Despair, which is kind of lame. But I'm still sort of inclined to take it here. Maybe I just take another Discharge, though. Discharge may be the safer, the smarter move here. I mean, cutting a black card is not a terrible idea. This is certainly a playable one. It is an enchantment, too. But yeah, we'll take another Discharge, I think. Okay, that's a pretty late Era of Enlightenment to still be around. I think I grab it over mediocre black cards. It just doesn't feel like black's going to have to be really open from the other side for this to work out for us. And this may be a big signal that white's open. Have to keep an eye on it. That draft started so well for like an Invoke deck, but it has not stayed in that direction. Okay, so Skyswimmer Koi versus Simian Sling. We do want artifacts. I mean, it's going to power our Kami of Terrible Secrets. Things we can get back with our Kami of Industry are good. The Koi's pretty good. But, is the Koi just better? Yeah, probably. Okay, here we'll grab an Unstoppable Ogre. Nice thing to get back with Kami of Industry, if we go that route. Black really doesn't seem open, which is going to be a huge bummer. If we can't play black at all, after starting the way we did. Okay, another Ogre. Definitely have the makings of like an aggressive black-red deck in here. Also potentially like a red-white deck. I mean, there's a lot we could do. The way this first pack went doesn't feel... Oh, right, okay. Well, we got all the unstoppable ogres we could ever want. Boy. Look at this pack. So, another Life of Toshiro Umezawa. We've also got the Restoration of like Anjo, and it's really good. It's really between those two cards. Bronze Plate Born, Spirited Companion. Oh, there's also a Blossom Prancer. How about that? So yeah, this is a very strong pack. I may just take another Life of Toshiro. I mean, given what we did in the first pack, taking a white card is definitely less good. And it's a good white card, but I just sort of feel like the Life of Toshiro is even better. The creature this gives you is a lot better, but yeah. Alright, so let's grab Life of Toshiro here. That pack had lots of good stuff. There's the Fall of Lord Kanda. Okay, so here's a Sokenzen Smelter. It's also a Circuit Mender, which is really good. You know, right now we're not doing amazing on artifacts, so that's something to keep in mind. Oh, I guess we have these 3 ogres, so we're actually doing better than I was thinking. I guess it's the Smelter here. It's very strong. It's good at getting things going. And black-red looks fairly likely at this point, I would say. Yeah. I do like Circuit Mender a lot, but... Really strong green card here in Roaring Earth. Thank you for the follow, Necronexus. We're not doing containment construct things at this point. We could. I mean, I guess if we play the Modern Age. Roaring Earth, definitely the strongest card in this pack. And I think the next best card, you know, probably Constructor, Tales of Master Sashiro. But none of that helps us a ton right now. I think maybe we just want a Song Shaper. Disruptor's nice, but yeah. Okay, so Dragon Spark Reactor is pretty cool. It does, if you draw it late, it's pretty awful. You know, it has very swingy ups and downs, but yeah. I don't think it's what we take, but we do have another The Modern Age here. There's also just an Uncharted Haven, which might just be what I pick. I mean, Brute Suit's okay. Terrarium's okay. Maybe we want the Terrarium more, given... Yeah, we probably want it a little more. I end up in 3 colors. I mean, I think the typical thing you end up with in this format is a 2-color deck where you're splashing a 3rd color. And I end up in that pretty consistently. So another Reckoner Raid is here, which is really nice. Synthesizer's pretty good, but I think we probably just grab another Reckoner Raid. So, right now it feels like black-red is the direction we're headed in. There's a Lethal Exploit. I mean, we could end up in lots of different places still. Fall of Lord Konda is good. It's not great. Lethal Exploit seems okay. Probably just want Searchlight Companion. We need artifacts and stuff, so... Yeah, we'll get the Searchlight Companion. So pretty much always you end up splashing a 3rd color. Ooh, Rabbit Battery. So we're kind of we're definitely moving in an aggressive direction now with these really good 1-drops and stuff. I think we're more interested in Song Shaper than Ember Keeper in this deck. So yeah, I mean, I think black and red are where our best cards are overall. Getting some more of an aggressive curve going would be good. Right now, I mean, there's a good chance we only end up a 2-color deck in this draft. We did pick up, you know, we have an Uncharted Haven and a Terrarium, so that means if we open some amazing off-color bomb or something, we could probably play it. But yeah. Sad, sad Invoke. I mean, the Terrariums and the Uncharted Havens help us play our Invoke to some extent, but it's still tricky. So, Ember Keeper versus Brute Suit. I mean, I do need a nice mix of enchantments and artifacts. Sort of. I mean, we don't desperately need them. We just have 1 Kami. So maybe I just want Brute Suit. But this is a fine 2-drop. I think we could use some more of those. Okay, Ninja's Kunai, not bad. Ooh, these 2 black cards are both really good to still be here, I think. Maybe we just take the Kami. Yeah, I kind of think we just take the Kami. So good. So easy to trigger. Alright, so we'll take a Torment here. It is a non-bow with Invoke Despair, so we may end up not running it, but... Right now, I mean, we have a lot of powerful cards. I'm less certain. I guess we'll take the Renegade. I mean, I guess the Reactor could end up making the cut and being pretty amazing, but yeah, maybe we do grab the Reactor. I don't know that it's gonna make the cut, but I feel like it's more likely we play it. What was I gonna say? Oh, we're not doing amazing on Synergy right now. That's for sure. But you know, we're doing some artifact things. A couple of Kamis, you know, and we have 6 enchantments and 8 artifacts, so we're doing well to make the Kamis really good. Okay, 3rd pack. Let's get a Oni Cult Anvil. Oh man. You know, I'm an advocate for playing this card, but you can't really take it this late with the amount of fixing we have and think you're going to do it consistently. We're already trying to do something pretty wacky, and yeah, it's hard for me to want to play the Kami War. It's a cool card, for sure, but I think I would have needed more fixing, you know, to end up in our deck to want to play it. So, I think what we're looking at is maybe splashing Naomi, Pillar of Order. We do have 2 pieces of fixing already. She is really strong, and we have a pretty good mix already of enchantments and artifacts. We've also got a Synthesizer and a Flare, which are both fine, but I think we're going to take her, and we may end up splashing her in the end. She has the highest ceiling for sure of all the cards in that pack. Well, Kami's War has a higher ceiling, but she's much easier for us to make work in our deck than the Kami War is. Yeah. Right now, this isn't going to happen, unfortunately. Okay. This pack is not very good. Maybe we just grab the Crag, honestly. Like, we don't really want a second one of these. We're not sure we're playing the first one. Steelbreaker's okay, but not that great. And Explosive Entry is same. I mean, Network Terminal's kind of interesting. I think we just take a Crag here. Means we can play Naomi really easily now. And she's obviously really good, so I can live with it. Ooh. We got some spicy things in this pack between, well, mostly these two. Ogrehead Helm and Heiko are both really good. I think we probably take the Helm in the end. It just has so much upside. It's another modification for our discharges. It's another artifact. Yeah. It's really good. I'm happy to get one here. I think we're mostly going to be a pretty aggressive deck. We do have like a late game plan, mostly involving Naomi. Yeah, this is looking less and less likely. Black's really not that open, but in a world where I have 2 Okiba Reckoner raids and 2 Lives of Chishiro, kind of inclined to stay the course there. Okay, so I think we grab a Bronze Plate Boar here. Another great reconfigure creature. I wouldn't mind a Sling, but I like the Boar a lot, so makes anything into a threat. I guess Kami of Industry is sort of a late game play we have too. We have good enough stuff to get back between like 3 Ogres, a Searchlight Companion, you know, the Boar to a lesser extent, Ogrehead Helm. Not really to a lesser extent there. That's actually pretty sweet. If our opponent's shields are down, and we just get to like draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, I think Kami of Industry probably making the cut right now. Okay, I like the Ronin a lot. I also like Ironhoof Boar. It's probably just the Ronin. I mean, it's another nice aggressive card for sure. And being able to channel it's good. We don't have any combos to do with it right now, which is sad. Like, I guess to a small extent we have Song Shaper. That's kind of a thing. Having the things that trigger... I guess we do have a Dragon Spark reactor, but... but yeah, I think I take the Ronin here over these other good but not great red cards. I mean, it's not great either. So we have a nice looking curve. Yeah. Okay, so do we want a Seismic Wave or just a Sling to throw in another 1-drop? Lethal Exploit's on the table too. It's not like we have a ton of removal. I mean, we have these discharges, which is nice. But yeah, I think we probably still take the Sling there. Oni Cult Anvil sure would have been nice. So another Kami of Terrible Secrets. We have 12 artifacts, 6 enchantments. It's a decent mix. It's not perfect. We probably don't end up playing more than 2 Kamis in this deck anyway. So we're looking at Ember Keeper or Searchlight Companion. The Ember Keeper does give us another enchantment. And I think I'm interested in that right now for the 2 Kamis we already have, plus Naomi. So, nice. Another Boar is really good. Definitely better than a Centipede. It's funny, we could almost go mono red. You know, we were trying to go mono black, and that didn't work out, but we could almost go mono red. Yeah, Dragon Spark Reactor is an interesting card. Flare versus Synthesizer. I mean, I guess we probably need a little more removal. It's an interesting card because it has horrible numbers on 17 lands. Like, it's one of the worst cards in the set. But I think it's because people are playing it in decks they shouldn't play it in, basically. Like this one. I don't think we should play it in this deck. Yeah, so we'll grab a Steelbreaker now. We don't want another reactor. We do have a lot of artifacts. I mean, the reactor's kind of worth thinking about, for sure. But it's just... It's tough. I mean, it's also a horrible top deck late. Ooh. We get the Heiko back, which I'm pretty pumped about. Mono red artifact. I'm just kidding. We're not going that route, but we almost could. Sure. Do we want to go mono red? I don't think so. We could consider getting close to it. We'll have to look. Because our mana would be real good. Okay. I doubt we're playing all three of those, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, becoming just like a straight up mono red deck and sort of getting rid of... I don't know. I don't know what we want to do here. We could pretty much go mono red, you know, just for science's sake. Let's take a look at what that looks like. That's what it looks like. And we're still at 41 cards. I mean, it's crazy. I don't think it's what we do. I mean, we have such good black cards. But yeah, it is interesting. We may just do that, though. I mean... Oh, just kidding. We need the lives of Toshiro. Yeah. Interesting. It is interesting. Okay, so... I mean, having really consistent mana is definitely no joke. And, like, the cards we have would be pretty good, but... The one thing we wouldn't have great is the late game, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we probably go down an Ogre... I think maybe we only want one Kami the way this deck turned out. I mean, and if we're going down to one Kami, maybe we don't want Naomi either. It's tough for us to want to cut any enchantments here, but the problem with that is that our Ember Keepers might be our worst cards. I mean, they're not great. So I'm kind of interested in cutting them. Which I think would mean basically cutting the Kamis and Naomi. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what we're doing. I like the Kami a lot, but I just don't think it works in this deck in the end. Probably also don't need the Terrarium in a deck where we're just straight up two colors. And we're mostly red. Our deck is weird, like the way it turned out. These are strong enough. I do think we just leave them in. The awkward thing about it is we need to find a number of swamps to run that's more than 6 because our only black cards are so cheap. Yeah. That's probably better. There's definitely going to be times where we just can't play these early, but luckily we have a billion lower red drops. I guess, you know, if we are going to run the Kami, let's go back to this. We could cut slings, but I think this is fine. The question now, though, is do we want Dragon Spark Reactor? I don't think so. It's awkward enough. It's inconsistent enough that I don't love the idea. Okay, so who gets cut now? Is it just a companion? Is it just Kami of Industry? Maybe it's just Kami of Industry. We could go down. We could actually go down to 16. Yeah. And maybe throw back in, what, another Ogre or an Ember Keeper? Yeah, Steelbreaker's not great, but I think it's fine. It could be a card, like, if we cut it and put back in, like, 2 Ember Keepers, and if we can find one more cut, or 2, yeah, if we can cut 2 more things, we can maybe find room for the Kamis. But I don't know that that's what I want to do. I think maybe we'd rather just have... Well, the Ogre's definitely got worse in a world where we cut the Kami of Industry. So, I think I'd rather have the Steelbreaker than the Kami. Yeah. Seems fine. I mean, neither of them are great. Okay. All right, I think this is our deck. We could have gone mono red. It's too bad we didn't get the red invoke card. We got the black one. Jeez. No quad black as a splash. Sadly, no. I mean, we tried as hard as we could, but black just... It wasn't open enough. I mean, I could have really forced it and ended up with a terrible deck, but... Alright, nice aggressive hand. Reckoner Raid turn 1. Kill something turn 2, maybe. Play an Ogre. Although, this isn't the best hand for playing a turn 3 Ogre. It's alright, but... Okay. A fellow mono black player. I mean, aggro player. So, this would be a nice time to draw one of our Lives of Toshiro. That's for sure. Turn 2 Rabbit Battery. That's just when you want to draw it, isn't it? So I'm thinking Ikami's Flare something here. I'm thinking I may do it now to avoid trick shenanigans. And then next turn I can play Rabbit Battery and equip this and swing with it, which isn't a bad turn. Ogre is also a thing. Yeah. Kill that trainee. Well, should have left up that Kami's Flare, I guess. So yeah, I'm inclined here to... Next turn I can play the Ogre and give it haste, so... Uh-oh. So, that's bad. Yeah. This is a tough race. I mean, Unstoppable Ogre could help us win it in the end. They can swing back at us here for 4, 7, 8, 9. I can swing at them here for 7, and it's just not enough. It's rough. It's rough. Starting to feel like we may have finally entered our slump for this format. I just don't. It's so hard to play things here in a way where I'm actually able to profitably interact with their stuff. Because Raiju is going to attack us, put a counter, ping us. It's just... it's bad. I think maybe our best chance is to try to race. Which is sad. Because it's a race we're probably going to lose. But given what we have in our hand, I don't think we have that much of a choice. Good chance they just kill us on their turn. But, yeah. The only thing we can hope for is that they can't kill us here, and then we can play another Ogre, make something unable to block, and then move the Rabbit Battery. Which will be lethal. But there's a good chance they find a way to kill us here. If they can't kill us here, and they just play one blocker, we win. So, it certainly matters. That'll do it. I think we chose the right line. I don't think we had really any other choice. So, gotta do... I mean, I don't know what else we would have done there. How we could have done it differently. Nice. Yeah, you had a really good start. We just had to race you because we had no way to stop you in any meaningful way. Okay, it's a good hand. Yep. All right. Black mana is a nice thing to draw here. So we attack. We don't want to, like... I mean, we could play the Smelter and turn this into a 3-1. It's not the worst plan ever, honestly. Oh, we can't do it this turn anyway. We consider it next turn. Although, just playing Searchlight Companion is probably a little better. We do have a nice curve out here. Do we just keep the pressure up? We could kill the Merge Keeper. I honestly don't hate just attacking here. Yeah, I think we just attack. And then probably play the Companion. Yeah. They got some mana, which I don't love, but... Where's Life of Toshiro, man? We could have used it in our last game at the beginning. We have 2 of them. Come on. Could have used it this game. I mean, if we played it this game, we would have just won, I think, already. More or less. We're still in pretty good shape. We've added a bunch to the board. I wish this was an artifact. But we've still added a bunch to the board. We've got an Ogre and a Discharge to blow things out of the way. It just keeps swinging. That sucks for them. That means they just, like, found themselves in a position where they felt they had to play that, which is rough. I guess we just play Ogre and attack here. Yeah. If I had the mana, I probably would have sacked the Sling here, but my land comes into play tapped. So, I I guess we'll name black in case we draw a second black card we want to play. Or, I guess that's not going to happen, actually. But yeah. Yeah, that's annoying. Hopefully they don't do anything too gross with it here. That's pretty gross. Pretty gross. So I can equip the sling and discharge here. And then, yeah, so equip the sling. I think we'll stick it here. And then I think we discharge the Naturalist. We don't want that life gain or the cost reduction. And then we swing with both of those. We can get the Ogre back later with Heiko, which is good. Hopeful we can keep the pressure on them here. They do have a bunch of mana, though. Well, luckily we can kill that with a Flame Discharge as well. Do I just tap out to kill it with the Discharge? The problem is they could have Tamiyo's Safekeeping. Don't love that. But I guess we go for it. So... yeah. Why are they looking at my Simian Sling? That's making me nervous. Alright. I think we just tap out to try to kill it. So that even if they blow up our companion in response here, we can still kill it. I think it's our best bet. It could end up going horribly wrong, but... safekeeping, probably. No? Okay. Feel good about that. So we could have played Rabbit Battery too, of course, but I think we had to do what we did to be safe. Play Rabbit Battery, put it on the Smelter doesn't seem too bad. And then attack with everything. I guess maybe playing Heiko is just going to be better. I could also play the battery and sack it. Yeah, I think we probably just play both of these out of our hand here. I guess Farewell is something to keep in mind. Okay. Yeah, Farewell's a problem. I think we probably avoid playing the Rabbit Battery for now. We'll just play Heiko. Although Heiko is actually better at making things better for us later. If they do Wrath. Although they can exile our graveyard, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we're just going to attack here. And play Heiko. Hold on to the Rabbit Battery. Because if they do fare well, Rabbit Battery's not too bad as far as... yeah. It's funny we have 3 black sources. We could almost cast our Invoke. 2 Spell Pierces. That seems like a bad call in this format to me. Even with vehicles and sagas, it doesn't seem great. Crab. The counter Crab is pretty nice. I can get behind that. Yeah, that's not great. But... So, how do I want to do here? I guess this. Oh, I tapped my mana wrong. I'm a pro. Okay. In that case, this. I screwed that up too. God. I'm a fool! I should have put it on the smelter and attacked, obviously. Probably gonna lose because of that. And I deserve to. Frankly. Yeah, that doesn't bode well. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can just suit stuff up. So I would have chipped in for, like, I would have at least killed their Preserver if I attacked last turn, basically. Would have been nice. But, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, we would have chipped in for 1 because we would have had the Sling doing its thing. So, yeah. So, we will end our turn. So yeah, they'd be at 3 here, which is a very big difference from 4. Please don't cast Farewell. Screwed up that Rabbit Battery so bad that previous turn. That's helpful. Okay, so... Are we just slinging it? So if we play the boar here and turn it into a 3-1 and swing out, what happens to our opponent? Could be lethal. They have so much mana up that I don't think it's worth trying. They're not really in an equally bad position if they cast Farewell because they have more cards in hand than I do. So let's just suit up a token here and throw it at them. And then we'll play Bronze Plate Boar. That should drop them to 3. Thank you for the follow, Cereal Powder. I guess Boar, give it haste might have been better there. I'm not playing super well. It's Daylight Savings. I slept 1 hour less than usual. Should have a decent chance at finding lethal here. We'll see what happens. They attack us again, of course. Ooh, sling number 2 is spicy. Okay. So I could attack them here with 2 things with slings on them, which is pretty good, I think. I guess I may as well put the battery on the board, too. So many things that kill us. That's one of them. I mean, it doesn't kill us, but it's not good. We do have 2 slings, though, so if they don't gain some life here, we just win next turn. I have poorly navigated this game. Can we still win? Hopefully. We look like a mono red deck this game, huh? We drew 3 black sources, and actually we ended up with 4 in the end. Haven't drawn any of our black cards. We only have, what, 4? So it's not that surprising, but... yeah. It's kind of funny, given the whole invoke situation. Obviously, right now, the invoke spell would be great. I'm going to wish for it out of our sideboard. Is our opponent still here? Are they considering? I mean, there's not much to consider. They have to cast Farewell if they have it. I mean, so I guess they're considering whether they attack first, but you just do if you have Farewell. Yeah, so they could have it here. It is a possibility. How many things can actually kill us here? There's not much. I kind of think we just take the hit here. If I really believe they have Farewell, taking the hit is bad. They are looking at their graveyard. Man, I'm really worried now they have Farewell, but I think we just take this and hope they don't. Basically, I think that's where we are. We go to 1. Do we survive? We do. We do survive. I guess we might not if they have something... If they have a way to kill one of our attackers here, we lose. But actually, they have to kill 2 attackers, I guess. Yeah. All right. That Buna Bosiju is scary, but luckily not fatal. No life at Toshiro, but it's a great hand nonetheless. Yeah. Do I just lead with Ogre Head Helm? Kind of feel like I don't. Would rather them use removal on something else. So, same with the Smelter. Yeah, let's lead. Although, if they have life at Toshiro, that would suck. Yeah, let's just play the Smelter. The Ember Keeper might come in handy later. Life of Toshiro off the top. Oh, man. That's not a Life of Toshiro. Okay. Searchlight Companion, sack the... no, don't have the mana for that. Just Ogre attack them. Doesn't seem bad. Neither does Play Companion. I mean, I can offer the trade. I'm sure they're willing to take it. I'm not sure we want to make that trade. In fact, we probably do not want to make that trade. Yeah, let's play the Searchlight Companion here and just end our turn. We could have used some of the Combat Trick Boar. I think that would have made this deck a lot better. So they probably attack us here. I probably don't block. Maybe they don't. I'd be cool with it if they didn't. Please, just give me my Life of Toshiro. That's not Life of Toshiro. What are you doing? Okay. Can't complain too much, though. I think we play our Ogre here and just attack them with everything. Do I give up the Companion? I could give up the Ogre to get in for 3 now. 3 now. Probably better. Yeah. Than 4 later. Chip in for a bunch. We're getting all our black mana again. Man, it's funny. I mean, we swing out if they don't do anything here, obviously. Looks like they're going to kill something. Ooh. Okay. Tamiyo's safekeeping is a real possibility. I almost feel like waiting for them to use it is better, though, because we have this flare. Yeah. So let's just attack with everything. We are going to decline this. We could consider giving up our Companion, but it's a good thing to put our equipment on later. So if they trade with the Smelter, that's fine. If they try to use Tamiyo's safekeeping, we can blow them out. So let's see what they do. Yeah, trade is fine there. I think that means we want to play Ogrehead Helm. Yeah, that's a problem. Do they want to gain life? No. They want a Thing of Shigeki. Man, we are choked on this red mana, and it's frustrating. So... I guess we equip this Ogrehead Helm to the token. What happens if I play Rabbit Battery here? I think we play the Ember Keeper and just attack with everything here. Because then we can just finish them with the Flare. Like, if they don't block our Ogrehead Helmed creature. Yeah, and they do. It would appear. And we get a 1/1 out of it, so it keeps us on the... Wait, what? Because it was a token, I guess. Okay. Well, it's not that big a deal. We have them low enough on life that this is not a disaster. More red mana would be nice, but... Sling. Okay. So, what happens if I play Rabbit Battery here and attack with everything? I think if I play Sling... Sling, equip Helm... So, I could equip... Hold on a second here. So we are equipping the Helm, that much I'm sure of. And if I Kami's Flare this, they go down to 4. And... So this drops them to 1. And we have a Simian Sling in our hand. I guess we just attack with both, actually. Drop them to 1. Do we discard our hand? No. We have to sneak in 1 damage, and I think we can, provided they don't gain a bunch of life. The Sling will allow us to do it. We kind of want them to just, like, cast another Imperial Oath here. They won't, though, because we have a flyer that can kill them, so... But still. Are they choked on green? How much green do they have? They have enough that they could play this and, like, wheel kick my flyer, but that wouldn't be enough. They don't know that it won't be enough, but... It's hilarious we got 4 swamps again, by the way. Should have just played our Invoke, I guess. Yeah, that has lifelink. So we're just going to take 3 here. I guess the big concern is that they have, like, a fight spell that would gain them life. That would be bad. Okay. We're gonna win. Thanks. Hey, look at that. But yeah, we just play the Sling and equip it and we win, so... Oh, wait, no, we don't. Because of Golden freaking Tail Disciple. Ruining my life. Crap. Alright. Yeah, that sucks. Wouldn't it deal the damage first? I guess you're right. Well, no time like the present to find out. Yeah! You guys are correct. We did get to kill an X1 with our Toshiro, so that's good. Earlier in the game would have been better, but... Simian Slings are giving us the reach. You know, if you don't get your Oni Cult Anvil, it's like a really... It's like a really poor man's Oni Kultan build. Just chips in the last few damage. Thank God that lifelinker didn't have first strike. All right, pretty good hand. I mean, you know, more mana would be good, but what are you going to do? I'll probably draw all my black cards this game and no black mana. Oh, no. I've cursed myself. We have played this early at least once. If we top deck our life with Toshiro Umezawa here, it's gonna hurt. Or another Reckoner raid, for that matter. Swap would be pretty awesome. I mean, I think I'd probably still play Ogrehead Helm here and just try to curve out, but... Or maybe the Smelter. Hey, we did draw a Swamp. That's nice. Don't think we want to play the Reckoner raid. I mean, it gets the clock started, I guess. But I can double spell with it next turn, and I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah. So we're going to attack with our Sling. Going to play Smelter. Then next turn we can play Reckoner Raid plus Helm. We could also play the Ogre if that seems like a good call. I think our Smelter may be about to be dealt with. So I can still use its abilities. Never mind. No, I can't. Okay. So yeah, we, Reckoner Raid. Ogrehead Helm. Oh no, I still can use its ability. I thought so. It's not an activated ability, it's a triggered ability. Yeah, they decided to make that really big. Really, really big. Yeah, it has reach too, right? Gross. So, maybe I just play the Companion here in my turn. Playing the Ogre and attacking for 3 really isn't bad, though. Especially because I can set up... Now it's got first strike. Yeah, we're going to need removal for that thing, I think. Yeah. It's not that good of an attack. I think we just play Searchlight Companion here. Might be tough here to beat this gigantic creature. There are ways. Okay, well, they'll attack us, which I'm perfectly happy to be the case. Okay. Life with Toshiro plus Sling doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, let's do that. So let's buff up this... Would I rather buff up the Ogrehead Helm? I guess so. Yeah. Do I sack this original sling to make a 3-1 here? That's not bad, honestly. Can they attack us back and gain a bunch of life? Yes. Well, not a bunch, but they can gain life. Yeah, I need Flame Discharge and more mana for it, unfortunately. Although I guess... No, yeah, we need 1 more mana. Plus, you know, we need a turn to turn on the modifications and stuff, which is a pain. I think Unstoppable Ogre is going to play a big role in if we manage to win this game, because they'll, like, leave back no blockers. I'll play it and then sack it and make a 3-1 and then just attack. It's pretty good overall. Unfortunately, they still have a lot of life, which I don't think is good news for us. Yeah, I think just taking it makes sense there if you're them. We could reload our hand, but I don't think we're there yet. Okay, so we're just going to take 7. Do they have Farewell? I wouldn't hate it, honestly. Like, we still have... Oh, I do hate that, though. Yeah, that's hard to beat. The White Invoke spell is so good. Put it on your lifelinker. You definitely want to put it on your lifelinker. Can I somehow swing for lethal here? Math. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Play an Unstoppable Ogre. Sack the Ogre. That's only 12, right? That's only 12. Wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11. It is lethal, right? Do we find lethal here, I think? Yes! So Kenzan Smelter found us the lethal. If we let them untap, we had no hope of winning, but luckily, Life of Toshiro, plus the extra mana for playing the Ogre and then sacking it. Oh. Nice. Good job, so Kenzan Smelter. I'm really glad they put that. I'm sure they're really mad they put that on him, that creature, because I think they thought it was going to turn off his ability. And he just ended up being a problem the whole game, even though he couldn't attack or block, because he gave us 2 of those 3-1s. All right, good hand. You can just sort of curve out a little bit. I think they got a little fancy that turn in waiting to use the Invoke until after they attacked. Because if they'd used it before, they would have made their creature so big that the chances of me doing lethal, the lifelinker so big, that the chances of me doing lethal on the backswing were like non-existent. So they definitely were like trying to see if I'd block one of their things and then reanimate it, but yeah. That was probably the best route to take. Pretty nice little aggro deck we have overall. You know, that last game wasn't exactly an aggro win, but I guess it was. We've won a couple of our games just because our opponent has thought they were the beatdown, and then we're like, oh, by the way, here's a bunch of damage. Usually, yeah, so. Alright, drawing a land, untapped land there is pretty nice, although next turn we may play the tap land anyway. Thank you for the gift subs, Hefty Lefty. Yeah, play Ember Keeper. Ooh, they are not off to a very fast start, are they? I wonder whether I just play Life of Toshiro here. I think I do. I think we go the aggressive route. We want to name red. I mean, we don't have any black cards, really, to speak of. So yeah, we'll play Life of Toshiro here. I'd honestly rather they kill my Ember Keeper if they can kill something here, so... They cannot. So we get another trigger here. Oh, that's annoying. Why? If I give it -1, -2... Yeah, no, that's not that good. So, I mean, I could Kami's flare it and attack, but that just doesn't seem that good here. I think we attack with our sling. And then just play Heiko here. Uh-oh. That is now out of range of Kami's flare. Okay, well, we're going to put this on Heiko. And if they decide to double block, we can use Kami's flare to mess them up. We even get some extra damage. I think they are double blocking, yeah. So... the bad news is they get to draw a card. The good news is we drop them to 10. And we still have a pretty good board. Yeah, that doesn't upset me a whole lot. I'd like to draw fewer lands, please. So we stick this... Oh, actually... I guess we just attack with everything. Yeah. So they can draw another card here if they want to. Do they use a trick? Yeah, that's annoying. Not the end of the world, but... I don't love it. Just in case we draw something we want to play with this mana, I think we should reconfigure now. Probably onto the memory. It's the most likely attacker. Well, that makes things harder. Okay. So, if we can get them to only double block the memory, I'll be pretty happy. But we are pretty much out of gas, and they are not. But I do think we attack here. Okay, so Flame Discharge isn't really going to do anything here. I was kind of hoping they would just double block it, but they're too smart. So we'll just do the 1 to them, drop them to 4. Yeah. We can just sort of throw a token at them every turn until they're dead. This right now is, I guess, what our game plan is. Makes our Flame Discharge better to equip it, so... This is a typical blue-white deck in this format where, you know, it's supposed to be a vehicle deck, but it's really just like a mid-range deck, you know? So we just take 6 here. See if they do something fancy, like ninjutsu. Ninjutsu, bounce a token. Yeah, that's no fun. That's pretty gross. Haven't seen people pull that off a whole lot with the decoy. So yeah, they're gonna ninjutsu and bounce a token here. We take 6. That's okay with me. Okay, so do I want to discharge one of these things? Probably not. Ooh, that's spicy. Okay. Now we can kill 2 blockers if we want to here. I think we probably want to. Then we discharge this. Equip our token. Attack with both. It drops them to like 1. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Guess we don't have to pay any mana. Oh, yes, we do. I did this the wrong order. If we want to be mana efficient here... So they go to 1, as long as they don't gain life. Once again, Simian Sling might get us there. Actually, they go to 2. Smart. Our opponent's smart. They could have blocked differently, but it wouldn't have worked out for them, so... The way I was thinking they would was not as good. That much is clear. I guess you gain 2 life is the most useful here. Wait a second. If I yeah. +2/+2 is not really going to do it. Although this will be a 3/3 without anything to sling. Oh, yeah, it will. That wins us the game. Because we can swing with all 3 things. Is it better to... Yeah. Yeah! Simian Sling is carrying its weight. As it often does. We do have 3 of them, right? Did we end up cutting 1? We have a lot. Although, the 2 lives of Toshiro are pretty much what got us there in that game, for being honest. But we'll just pretend like it was a sling. Oh boy. That's a spicy one. Okay. Play an X1, please. Although what's nice is, even if they don't, we can play Song Shaper. Sometimes it's a bummer when your only turn 2 play is life. Okay, I think we probably just get the clock started on the other Reckoner raid here. It's going to very quickly diminish their life total. Oh yeah, they're in trouble here. I think we play Song Shaper here. We want Unstoppable Ogre to help us push through some more damage. Yeah, that's annoying. So, I guess we just play Unstoppable Ogre here, yeah. Yeah. Attack them for 5. Luckily, they don't have anything to do with Tameshi yet, but Tameshi gets real absurd if left unchecked. I think our best way of removing Tameshi is just killing our opponent. So, that's what we're going to go for here. Okay. Well. Definitely play our Life of Toshiro here. Guess we buff a Road Captain and attack with the Ogre. Definitely attack with these two. It's a question of how much more I want to attack. I think this is probably it, unfortunately for us. Yeah, they're probably going to double block the Road Captain and go to 7 here. Okay, or they'll kill our Ogre. I'm down with that. I think holding onto our Menace creatures is definitely better. Since we could draw, like, Flame Discharge or Kami's Flare or another Unstoppable Ogre and they're just unblockable. Okay, some nonsense. So we just kill the Disruptor now, probably, with the trigger. That's where I'm leaning anyway. Okay, so yeah, I think we kill Disruptor here. If only I had a way to get an artifact in play, my Song Shaper would be a pretty good attacker here too, but we don't have it. I guess I could play the Smelter, sack the Song Shaper, and swing out. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. We're drop them to 2 here. Well, or they block with Tameshi. Yeah, they kind of have to, I guess. Okay. And we will end our turn. They're at 5. We're going to get another creature next turn, even if we whiff on our draw. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be pretty gross now, because we can go Helm. Can we just do lethal here if we sack the Helm and swing out? Yes. I was going to do something fancier than that. I was going to equip it and draw a bunch of cards, but if we just sack the Helm, we attack them. I guess they can go to 1, so it's not lethal. Yeah, so we do equip the Helm. We do get to do the fancier thing. Nice. So now we can just win with Kami's... Oh, they gain life. Can't quite win with just Kami's Flare, but we're in pretty good shape nonetheless. One guy big. We forced a couple of opponents to do that. Oh. What are they going to do with this mana that isn't going to end up with them being dead? All right. This deck's sweet. It definitely needed, I think, like 2 boars. Not the trample equipment board, which we do have 2 of, but the common one that's a combat trick, like 2 of those in this deck, I think would have made it really oppressive. Just because we find ways to attack on most boards anyway, but if we had that trick around, we'd just be able to always attack. Come on, let's go first again and just curve out with insane stuff. Let's do it. I believe. It's not a great hand, frankly. It is a keep. I mean, we have both our colors and we have things we can play. We just don't have that many early cards to go wild with, you know? Oh yeah, Twisted Embrace would be nice for sure. So would the board trick. I almost feel like the board trick would be better. Getting both Flame Discharges in your opening hand is pretty clunky. But hey, I mean, I guess if they play like Generous Visitor on turn 1, being able to, well, now we could really kill it. We definitely play Smelter here. We want to get value out of this trigger. Like, and I don't even necessarily mean kill an X1. I mean, that's the ideal thing, but just pumping my Smelter is good value. Now we probably just kill an X1. I mean, it's a little less exciting than most X1s killing it, but just because our opponent got a card out of it, but I think it's still perfectly fine here. Getting the body off the board is better than like trying to chip in for an additional damage. And then next turn, we can probably pump our Smelter and attack, so yeah, and we can. Quite effectively, in fact. So we could play a... no. 3/1s aren't that helpful here. So we just attack. We attack and play Steelbreaker. Darn 1/4, making our 3/1 tokens less useful. Yeah, right now, I mean, so far we've had a pretty easy time getting the modifications going, but not this time. What do you do? The Steelbreaker? No, Smelter. That probably makes more sense, yeah. I could get behind that. I don't know what the lore is on the Song Shaper, but I don't like it. Okay. So we can just burn the Scrounger out of the way here if we want to. I think play Song Shaper attack is probably a little better. They probably block, and I probably don't sack my Song Shaper, but this lets me add to the board, and it still gives me something to do here, so. Ooh. I like chipping in for 3 there. Didn't really think it was going to happen. All right, drop him to 11. They do have a little more life than I'd like for them to have, and they have a 1/4 in play. Don't really like that either. Ooh, that's gross. We can't do anything about it. They have an artifact and an enchantment, so they're gonna get a 2/2. Yeah, we can't discharge the Scrounger in response because we just don't have the juice. I mean, I think there is actually lore. I think the flavor text says, oh man, they have an anvil. I wish I had an anvil. That's something else this deck is missing, obviously. Some anvil action. So they sack that treasure. These two combo together disgustingly. It's like cat oven nonsense. Oh boy, that is... We're not in great shape here. I think we probably have to flame discharge the Scrounger. I don't think it's just a tribute, though. I think literally in the lore, if you just read the flavor text on the card, it says something about how it is that he's a DJ. Yeah, so let's kill this before things get really out of hand. I mean, they're already going to get out of hand. It's going to be hard for us to win this game. They're still at 12. They have a source of life gain. They can grind out blockers. They're drawing cards on us. Yeah, I mean, our deck... This is not what our deck's really equipped to do. I mean, we can do some grindy stuff, but what they're doing is far nastier. You know, I think it actually makes more sense to attack with the token, because then you can have this be untapped at least, and you still get your 1/1, but it doesn't make that much of a difference, I guess. Simian Sling. You help a little, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I think we're just gonna rumble with the Song Shaper here. Nice. You know, if we can just get our opponent to keep taking damage, we could sneak our way to a victory, I guess. But they do have life gain, so... That's annoying. So we can discharge something. Do I just charge the Centipede here? Probably. Yeah, I kind of think we have to, sadly enough. We're just going to tap out to do it because they know we don't have any more mana anyway. Or anything we can do with our mana. Yeah, get your 1/1. We're going to have to draw amazingly well. Like, not draw another land the rest of this game for us to have a chance. And immediately after that, what do? We draw a land. I guess making Memory of Toshiro at 3/4 is a little better right now. So we'll pass the turn. That's interesting. I mean, they could still do it to gain life. They wouldn't get the 1/1, but I think it's probably worth doing. You have a lot of 1/1s, so... Too bad I don't get anything for blocking, you know, with a Simian Slinged creature. Okay, so... There's a decent chance here our opponent has something. I mean, I guess I can just take this, honestly. We're just going to take it. I think they have the +2/+2 trick and the life link and all that. No, just ninjutsu. Yeah. That's not good. Yeah, this is not a situation that's easy for our deck to beat. If they weren't gaining a bunch of life, maybe we'd have a chance. I mean, we just channel this. We're not gonna... Okay. It's kind of interesting, at least. So I think we put this on the Song Shaper and attack them with it. They block. They go to 13. We kill that thing. And play this mountain. But yeah, we're not doing great. I'm trying to think if we have... We don't really have like a game-breaking bomb type card. By the way, we have 4 swamps again. It's pretty hilarious how that's worked out overall. That we've actually managed, like, every game with only... Don't we only have like 7 swamps in this deck? To get 4 swamps. It wasn't right to play the Invoke, but it is humorous that we could have made it work. Oh, God. Yeah, they're just going to bleed us out until they can kill us with an Alpha Strike, so... They got us. Oh, no. Not a mountain. Yeah, if you showed up a little bit earlier, we might have had a slim chance here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and scoop. We don't have an out. And they can kill us easily, so... Sad. We've been pretty lucky so far. Like, opponents have played Lifelinkers, but we've either been able to remove them or overpower them. But in that game, our opponent just gained too much life for, you know... Our deck is pretty much the game plan, as we've seen, is play a bunch of stuff early, attack them, get them to, like, 4 or less life, and then bleed them out the rest of the way with, you know, various effects. And that plan does not work well when your opponent has an Oni Anvil, because they can not only gain life, they can also block you more effectively and make sure they keep a board presence, and it's gross. We would have loved one of those in our deck. Obviously enough. Okay, pretty good hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah. A battle of simian slings. Do I block their simian sling, or do I think I'm the beatdown? Okay. Clearly they think they're the beatdown. And they kind of are right now. They are sort of running out of gas, though. So they suit up the other sling and attack us? Is that the plan here? Yep. Alright. So, Bronze Plate Boar. We'll attack them for 3. Oh, another Clawing Torment. That is nasty right there. The good news is I can sack the boar, but yeah. Where were you on turn 1, man? I guess I can Kami's Flare and then Toshiro Umezawa. That's pretty good, actually. Get them completely off the board here. Uh-oh. Okay. I think we buff our boar. I could buff this and then just equip the boar. It's actually pretty good. Alright, drop him to 6. Kind of trying to die here. We are. So they do have to block, but I think we're dead on the backswing. Unless we sack our boar, which I think we might still be dead on the backswing. This can become... Well, not quite. They'll be able to hit us for 7, so I'll have to sack the boar. Oh, they have to block, so they can't quite do as much damage. Okay. Drops them to 2. We'll leave up mana to sack the boar. Hopefully they don't realize we can. Because that's the only way we survive here, most likely. If they can just pump it once, I think we end up winning here. Yeah, because we sack our boar. Yep. Yeah! We've had a lot of games where we just barely managed to, like, win races. But we can end up keeping the deck that can win these, exchanges. You know, it's funny, given how good I've done in this format, how well I've done in this format overall, I still only have one 7-win deck. I've won 5 or more in, like, 90% of my drafts, but only one of them was 7 wins. So we're going to try for it here. Try for a 7-win. You know, the consistency is nice, but spiking, you know, people get excited about trophies more than they do your win percentage. You know, I could have a lower win percentage and more 7 wins, 7-win drafts, and people would probably be more impressed. So, so let's see if we can get one here. We have 2 tries, don't we? No. We lost to that Oni Cult Anvil deck, yeah. So we've only got 1 try. Thank you for the bits, Hefty Lefties. Okay, great hand. And this is the kind of hand that could get you to 7 wins. Especially if we get to kill an X1 on turn 2 with Life of Toshiro. Great thing is, if we don't, we can just play our Smelter, so... You know. And I think we do. I mean, getting the clock started on Life of Toshiro is worth a thought, I think, but I think adding to the board immediately and such is a little better right here. Ugh. So I need 1 more mana if I was ever going to actually kill that thing. Obviously we attack here. They're just going to take it. No. I guess we probably want to play the flyer a little more. Yeah. Freaking Patchwork Automaton. We would have liked one of those. So if they don't play an artifact here, we can kill it on our turn, but they do. Of course they do, right? Of course. Okay. Well, just shooting up our flyer may be the way we want to try to win this game. I guess making a 3-1 here isn't too bad. The Saga couldn't kill it because of Ward. So I could have played the Saga, but I couldn't play Ward, so... Sadly enough, not so much. Alright, so I think we play Life of Toshiro here. We're just going to try to go after them in the air. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just attack for 3 and play the Helm here. do I sack my sling? Sacking the sling actually kind of makes sense here. I think we do. Then we send both of these at them. So yeah, if they want to crew and block the 3-1, we are cool with that, I think. Yeah. Drop them to 13. Hopefully they hit something they can't actually play. Darn it. They don't usually. One doesn't usually. Yeah. You have a big patchwork automaton, I know. I know you do. So, no blocks. Okay, so... I guess buffing the token and attacking with all three is pretty reasonable. Yeah. Then we can just play both of these and hope they give us the damage we need to get there. Yeah, the token is not an artifact. You are correct. Oh, vehicles. Making my life difficult here. So now my 1-1 isn't nearly as capable of an attacker. I could give it up to make a 3-1, but that's not great either. I think we probably now... Do we attack with our smelter? Trade it for the hover bike? That seems okay, I think. It's not great, but I think it's where we go here. It does mean my companion will be able to attack. This would have been probably too good if the token was an artifact. Plus, there's the precedent in Kamigawa sets past is that these are the spirit tokens are colorless for whatever reason. So our plan is to suit up this Searchlight Companion and go to town, basically. Interesting. Wow, that is a spicy attack right there. So I actually can reload my hand here. Oh, do they have a 1-drop? They don't have a 1-drop. Interesting. Five, 6, 7. We can do 9 to them this turn. This counter will go on that, so it'll be a 7. So I think we Kami's Flare this Apprentice, and then reload our hand. But I think we want to get... Yeah, if we want to reload our hand, we have to... That actually doesn't work super well in terms of mana. Because if I want to equip the boar... So it's probably better to just not get the 2 damage out of this and just attack them here and reload our hand. Yeah, that's just going to be better. May kill our Helm here with a Voltage Surge in response. That'd be a bummer. That would explain why they were willing to attack the way they did, yeah. It does explain it. So you become a 7/7. We get to attack you for 5. We do not get to reload our hand. So they probably synthesize here to make a 2/2. Man, they had a Scrap Welder that they can cast off of it. Now they can attack us for 7, pretty much. Yeah, we take it. Okay. Well, it's going to be close, this race. I'm going to have to hope they don't have any removal and that we can just chump the 2 bigger creatures here. But I think that's our best out. Oh, what can they do with Scrap Welder? Oh, losing to Gift of Wrath. It hurts. Yeah, they got us. But I think we did the right thing. I mean, you know, every game we lost was a game where our best route was just being as aggressive as possible. And then, you know... Well, except the Oni Cult Anvil deck. That was one where it didn't work out. Still, 6-3 is good. You know, we continue to do well in this format, but we still only have one 7-win deck, which is weird. It wouldn't be weird if my win percentage weren't as good as it is, but it's pretty weird.